So LastPass has been hacked again. LastPass says employee's home computer was hacked and corporate vault taken. Already smarting from a bridge that stole customer vaults, LastPass has more bad news. This is from Ars Technica. Already smarting from a breach that put partially encrypted login data into a threat actor's hands, LastPass on Monday said that the same actor hacked an employee's home computer and obtained a decrypted vault available to only a handful of company developers. So this hacker performed reconnaissance, numeration, and exfiltration activity for about 2 weeks in August 12th to August 26th. They were able to steal valid credentials from a senior DevOps engineer and access the contents of a LastPass data vault. Let's continue. The hacker was able to implant keylogger malware. Keylogger is just a piece of software that monitors keystrokes, can tell what the person's typing in. Then the threat actor was able to capture the employee's master password as it was entered after the employee authenticated with MFA and gained access to the DevOps engineer's LastPass corporate vault. The hacked DevOps engineer was one of only 4 LastPass employees with access to the corporate vault. Once in possession of the decrypted vault, the threat actor exported the entries, including the decryption keys. According to a person briefed on private report, the media software package that was exploited on the employee's home computer was Plex. Now Plex, I'm sure y'all are familiar with Plex. If you aren't, it's basically just a media streaming service. You can view free content and you can also host your own content. I think the biggest thing about this story is we have somebody, not some like intern or some junior level employee. We have a senior DevOps engineer accessing highly sensitive password information, encrypted information from a personal computer. That's like really like bad information cybersecurity. That's terrible. And the worst part is, if you get in multi-factor authentication notification from your phone and you didn't actually put in the password yourself, why would you respond to it? It's obvious that you're being potentially hacked, but apparently a DevOps engineer doesn't know that. Now, it says that it was only one of 4 LastPass employees with access to the corporate vault. Now, I hope that the other 4 DevOps engineers aren't accessing corporate vaults on their personal computers, but if people are working from home more, it wouldn't surprise me if that's the case. I think he's just the only one that got caught. He probably isn't the only LastPass employee that's doing this. Obviously, it's not very smart, but this is kind of to be expected. LastPass has had some rough goings the last couple years. Obviously, LastPass is recommending that you reset your master password if you haven't already. If you decide to switch LastPass, I personally recommend, if you're going to export any keys or passwords, that you do it as quickly as possible. Don't leave it stored in a CSV file sitting on your hard drive. Just make the switch and delete that file as soon as possible. But definitely, if you still like LastPass, it's convenient for you, go ahead and change that password. Alright, so moving on now. We got Dish Network got hacked. Dish Network says outage caused by ransomware attack. Satellite TV. Dish Network confirmed that a recent outage was a result of a cyber attack and admitted the data was stolen. So Dish started having these problems last week. Like websites and different apps were getting closed down. But they filed with the SEC Tuesday, and they decided, apparently they felt it was a cyber attack, specifically a ransomware attack. And Dish Network believes it is possible the investigation will reveal that the extracted data includes personal information. So Dish, Sling, and other wireless data network services are operational, but certain things like internal communications, call centers, and internet sites. So that's why they believe that personal data would be affected. If you use Dish Network, or you know somebody who does, just keep an eye out for any potential data leaks, any news on that. Most likely, just like with the LastPass hack, they're gonna say, "Hey, reset your password. Reach out to customer support." This is their brief statement. They didn't say much, but I'll include this in the description. This is kind of what they explain what happened. They're working with law enforcement. Take that for what you will, whether you support that or not, whether you have faith in them or not. I leave up to you. But let's move on here. So if you don't pay your car note in the future and you happen to own a Ford, there's a possibility that your car could repossess itself. Ford applies for a patent that allows automaker to repossess cars remotely. Ford Motor Company has applied for a patent on a system designed to try and get people to clear up late car payments. So when all else fails, it could lead to cars driving themselves to repo lots. So we'll talk about this briefly. So here's kind of what the patent, this is what they kind of envision it to be. They're calling this guy, this person, whatever, texting him. He's not responding. So they start doing things. So what they happen is they'll start reaching out to different lenders, medical facilities, police authorities, repossession agencies. Now, there's more details in the patent, but basically they would start doing petty things like you turn on your car and your AC doesn't work, or your MP3 player, your aux cord stops working. You can't connect the CarPlay. And eventually, if it gets too bad, they just say, you know what? We're going to tell this car to just drive back to the lot because you're not paying your bills. Obviously, with self-driving cars and accidents and stuff like that, this could be a problem, just random accidents. But like, I'm more concerned about the computers that would send these commands out to these cars. Like, what if there's a slight delay in the payment? What if there's an error with the software? What if somebody actually paid their bill? It just took a while for the bank to process. And the person at the desk collecting the payments, repossesses their car, unfairly or by accident. These systems get hacked. You can have a mass amounts of cars driving at the same time, crashing into each other. I mean, I don't know. But right now it's just patent pending. It's not a formal patent. They're still working on it. But the idea is they said they wanted to avoid confrontation with people, but I've seen family members get their car repossessed. I don't see how making it automated is going to help. But let's move on. So ChatGPT their API is being used in a lot more places. I just want to point out some of the mass adoption. So we have Snapchat using it. They're introducing My AI for Snapchat. Basically, you can talk to a bot and it'll give you recommendations and write poems. Quizlet is for students, college kids, high school kids, people who are studying for exams. You have like little quizzes and note cards. They are implementing ChatGPT as like a tutor. Instacart is using it to get people to help find recipes and shop for groceries. Shop, which is Shopify's app, is using it as a shopping assistant. When shoppers search for products, the shopping assistant makes personalized recommendations based on their request. Speak is an AI-powered language learning app focused on building the best path to spoken fluency. It's basically help you speak English. They'll be using ChatGPT's API to help speed up the learning curve. So the only reason I bring this up is there seems to be a lot of companies that are just implementing these systems. Snapchat is doing this for the Snapchat Plus, which is like a paywall. But I just don't see people using this. Like, app developers have this thing where they just like to bloatware apps to death. And like people just want the app to work and it to look decent. Like, you keep implementing all these little small changes here and there. Obviously, this one you gotta pay $3.99 a month to use it, but it's just like I guess the Quizlet app could be helpful. I will say that a lot of people do use Quizlet to study and stuff. I've used it to study for some IT certifications, but I've only cared to use it for the note card aspect. I'm not really looking for robot tutors, so I guess I'm just trying to figure out to what extent do they expect people to use these? Like, how much data do they need for AI, for them to realize, okay, we got it, we got all we need from these people. We can stop, we can just sell what we have and move on. So next story, if you like Pokemon but you have trouble sleeping, apparently there's a Pokemon app that will help you sleep better. It will use Pokemon Go Plus to track the user's sleep patterns. So this is also for the people who still play Pokemon Go, apparently. So the mobile app, which was announced 4 years ago, is designed to let players track their sleep patterns. Players have to leave their phone by their pillow as they go to bed. Accelerometers will then be used to measure, record, and analyze their sleep. The player's sleep will then be categorized as dozing, snoozing, or slumbering, and will attract various Pokemon species to match the style of sleeping. So instead of using your phone, you can use this device, a small Pokeball-shaped device, too. And the device measures players' movements as they sleep, as the phone would, and it captures their data, which can be transferred to the Pokemon Sleep app. However, it can also sing lullabies to the player and make alarm sounds, while also including functionality for Pokemon Go. So if you want Pikachu to sing you a lullaby to sleep, if you want to be moved even further from reality, you can do that. I'm not sure why a Pokemon company needs my sleep data, but apparently they want to turn sleeping into entertainment, because apparently sleep needs to be more fun and not practical. Last story of the day is dark web market Biden Cash leaks info on 2 million payment cards. Biden Cash, a dark web card market, has leaked 2 million valid cards, many of them used in the U.S. as a birthday anniversary promotion. The leaked information is full names, card numbers, bank details, expiration dates, and card verification value numbers, or CVV numbers. Also home and email addresses. So they got these from point of sale devices, people swiping their card like no tomorrow at the mall. Biden Cash is a malware group. They've been around since June of last year. And basically they sell these cards in text format. For the card holder, they give out address information. They also do card dumps, which is info taken from the card's magnetic stripe. I thought it was pretty interesting that they leaked these cards for free. They just said, here you go. Like, these are people who don't value their shopping. They don't take their shopping very seriously, so you can take these cards and do what you want with them. Obviously, it's a basic card number stuff, but it's pretty remarkable that how easy that was to get 2 million card numbers all over the web. My only suggestion is to just check your credit card statements, just in case. You never know. So that's it. Give it a like if you like this video. Give it a dislike if you think it stinks. Comment. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe. Well over 1,000 of y'all watch my videos, so I greatly appreciate it. And this will be backed up on Rumble and Odyssey. So peace out.